Loneliness and COVID-19. Man, I was in the house resting from a rotator cuff surgery this week, knowing the next few months I would be home alone, missing all my son's football games, isolated from my family. I listened to Psalm 31 this week, and boy, did the Lord speak into my spirit. Psalm 131, NIV version. My heart is not proud, Lord, my eyes are not haughty. I do not concern myself with great matters or things too wonderful for me, but I have calmed and quieted myself. I am like a weaned child with its mother. Like a weaned child, I am content. Israel, put your hope in the Lord both now and forevermore. You ever couldn't get out of bed so low that the sunshine peeking through the window is more of an annoyance than motivation to get up and go about your day? Or have so many people around you and still feel lonely, or know that God is somewhere, but don't feel Him with and around you? Loneliness comes in many shapes and forms. It has many root causes too. I believe during this time of coronavirus, aka COVID-19, a lot of the world is grieving. Grief is not just a loss of a loved one. In parentheses, as a therapist, that's for another delicate blog. This blog isn't about a loss of a loved one, but other losses. It's a loss of a job. It's a loss of life as you know it. It's a loss of a friendship or relationship. A loss of a status. Aside from death, it can be any change that causes you to grieve. No matter what form your loneliness and grief presents, there is a message in it. This next statement is by any means not to diminish our losses, but I want us to take a closer look at our gains. What is it about our loss that could not be fulfilling and filled in and through Christ? Who do we say that He is? Is He your mind regulator, your employer designator, your best friend and your new life? Is He the beginning and the end? Is He the way, the truth, and the light? Deuteronomy 31 and 8, NIV version says, "The Lord Himself goes before you and will be with you. He will never leave you nor forsake you. Do not be afraid. Do not be discouraged." So why do I feel lonely if God said that He would never leave me? What is God trying to tell me by not being near me during this time? You ever been in a classroom wishing you could ask the teacher questions during the exam time? I don't know about you guys, but I had some strict teachers. Once that paper is on the desk, there is a rule of no talking. I learned they weren't mean. They just wanted to give me a chance to show what you know, to prove yourself. In a way, God does that. He knows that a humble heart brings God to man and man to God. Humility is stillness. Pride is agitated. He also knows that the self-centered heaviness is the opposite of trusting Christ. The times of isolation shows our level of trusting God. How do we live upon God? Are we leaning and weaning as a child does? Are we choosing to be satisfied with Christ alone? Isolation, in quotes, is in fact a quieting of the soul, a ceasing of our efforts, a ceasing of worrying. Direct contact with God produces rest. The teacher wants to allow you to know when you have Him, you need nothing else. He's teaching us a trust strong enough to end our efforts to sit still and be present, a quiet heart beating, loving the Lord and living life abundantly despite what may come. Philippians 4:11 through 12, NIV version. Not that I was ever in need, for I have learned how to be content with whatever I have. I know how to live on almost nothing or with everything. I have learned the secret of living in every situation, whether it is with a full stomach or empty, with plenty or little.